Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of one Phyrexia all will be one draft. This is my first draft of the series, so I haven't gotten a chance to look at all the cards yet. This is going to be a big learning experience. I've seen some of the mechanics though, so mostly I think the wisest thing to do will be look at the rare, look at the uncommons. Those are typically the most powerful cards in the set, and then go from there. But hopefully we'll learn this set together and yeah, have some fun games along the way. So we'll see you when the draft fires. All right, draft is fired. Let's take a look at the rare. Green Sun Twilight. So reveal the top X +1 cards of your library. Choose a creature card and or land card from among them. Put them in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom. If X are 5 or more, put them on the battlefield or into your hand. And the rest in the bottom. That's pretty cool. So you do end up getting a free creature and land out of it. It's inflatable. Bladed Ambassador is a 2-drop 3/1. Comes in with an oil counter on it. You can pay 1, remove an oil counter, and it gets indestructible. So at least a one-time use indestructible. Resistance Reunited, 2-drop. It's a combat trick, +2/+2. And your equipped creatures also gain indestructible. And then we have a 1-drop 1/1 Death Touch Toxic one. That's pretty awesome too. Toxic is the new poison mechanic. I don't know if I necessarily want to take the rare. It is cool that it can get a creature out from your deck onto the battlefield, but we could go for this Death Touch Toxic creature. I mean, that's a nice ability set. I'm going to actually take the 1-drop 1/1 Death Touch Toxic one. That is cool that the other card can get creatures out of your deck, but you still have to pay the mana and you still have to hit off of it, so it's not like exactly free, whereas this can trade with mostly anything and has Toxic, which is a nice mechanic. Infested Flesh Cutter is 2-drop here, so this is a equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and then whenever it attacks, you spit out a 1/1 Toxic 1 creature that can't block. That is pretty good, especially since you can equip the Toxic creature and attack with that and spit out another one. I like that. Hexgold Halberd, 2-drop, so this 4 Mirrodin mechanic is it comes in with a 2/2 Red Rebel and is attached to it. So basically for 2 mana you get a 2/2 First Strike Trample Rebel. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and then you can re-equip it too. That's really good. 5-drop 5/5 Menace Reach is the other creature. Also seems really good. So let's try and see if there's any removal in here. This is a removal spell. I'm kind of tempted to take this. Offer Immortality in black gives Death Touch and indestructible. This seems good to me though. Is that wrong? 2-drop 2/2 First Strike Trample creature. That seems really good for 2 mana. Tablet of Completion. So this is a weird card. I don't think this is actually that good. Basically every turn you can tap it and put an oil counter on it, but then you can either generate mana or draw a card off of it, but only if it has a ton of oil counters. Seems very slow. Why don't we look at red and black first now? We can look at the other uncommon too. 4-drop 2/4. Whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, draw and discard. It's pretty good. And then you can prevent yourself from milling with it. In black, we have draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. That's pretty good because there's a corrupted ability here too. Blight Belly Rat, 2-drop 2/2 Toxic 1, and when it dies, proliferate. Also good with the Toxic plan. We could go for maybe try out a Toxic plan. Doesn't really go with the Hexcode Halberd we took, but oh, this is cool too. It's got flying, it can proliferate. Well, I last minute took the Blight Belly Rat because it goes with our first pick, but we'll see if we end up regretting that. All right, the uncommons here: exile artifact or creature you control, return to the battlefield, or you can do both of these, or return something 3 mana value or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty good. 1-drop 1/2 Flying Vigilance artifact creature. Blow up an artifact, which in this format I imagine is pretty good. And if you blow up your own artifact, you get 3 Phyrexian creatures. That's pretty cool. Mandible Justiciar, 2-drop 2/1. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it can get bigger. Otherwise, Cutthroat Contingent, 3 mana 2/2. You can sack a creature once each turn and make it a 4/4. That's okay. Or we could take the Dross Pit. Not the most exciting card, but I'm going to take this. Maybe stick for black for now, because this is like a free card in the set that can end up drawing you cards. Okay. Chittering Skitterling, so 3-drop 1/4, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only. So this is that corrupted ability. This is probably really good if we can give them 3 or more poison counters, so that might be worth looking at. This Skull Bomb 1-drop, you can pay 1, so there's a cycle of these in each color. You can sack this and get a creature card from your graveyard to your hand and draw a card. That's actually pretty good. You end up getting 2 effects out of that. I kind of like that, but I think probably going for the uncommon over that is better. And then Planar Disruption is actually very good removal too. That might have actually been worth possibly taking over that. We'll see. So another chance to get the Centurion. We can take another Dross Pits, or we just take Blackleaf Cliffs, which is kind of like free fixing for the deck as well. There's also Thrill possibility. This is kind of cool. If we're going for the Toxic plan, I could see the Complete Devotion being good. Combat Trick that also cantrips on our Toxic guys. I kind of like that. I imagine white is where we're going to have a lot of other Toxic stuff because they have like the mites. They have those 1/1 Toxic mites. So maybe that should be ultimately the direction we go. Maybe another Blightbelly Rat is justifiable here. Otherwise, Silvok Battleshare. So 6 mana, you get a 6/6 trample and you can re-equip it for 7. That's pretty good win con too. Minor Misstep, not that good. Zealot's Conviction. So this is actually pretty good. It's a combat trick. That if you have Corrupted, it's like a +2/+1 plus first strike flash. That's pretty good, actually. But I'm going to go with the Rat and just get another Toxic creature with Proliferate upside. Why don't we just go for... We'll just settle that we're going for a little Toxic plan here. Okay, so this is either Bone Splinters, but you can also just pay 4 extra and destroy something. That's definitely worthwhile, I would say. This has Corrupted. Oh, this is pretty good. I like that too. 6-drop, 5/5 Death Touch. Each opponent discards a card. For each opponent you gain 4 life. It's kind of cool. I'm just going to take the removal here because we don't have any other ones, but this Incisor Glider looks pretty good. So another chance to get this Zealot's Conviction. I'm not opposed to it. At worst, it's a +1/+1 combat trick, which isn't great, but still definitely playable at flash. And then at best, +2/+1 first strike flash for 1 mana. That's pretty good. So I think we'll go with the Conviction here, especially since we're trying to make a Toxic plan work. So Enforcer, if you control 2 artifacts, it gets +2/+0. This lets you find mirrors and put it in your hand. Or offer Immortality, combat trick that also gives Death Touch. Maybe this is worth our time with our little Toxic dudes. Turns our 2/2s into actual threats that can kill something. When it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control. Well, I don't think we have that many artifacts right now, so that's probably not worth it. This comes in with a body. It might be worth it because we can re-equip it too. Well, this has Toxic, but it's pretty far away from what we're trying to do, but I'm going to take it anyway. Against all odds. So this is the... Bring something back in again and res something. Or we take another Offer Immortality. Maybe I'll just take another... Well, let's take the uncommon. Yeah, and we get an Offer Immortality anyway, so that's okay. Tamio's Logbook, not bad either. And last pick, Draw Spits. Well, maybe I took the first one a little early. So this is 2-drop, 2/1, can't be blocked. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on it. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove 2 oil counters from it. If you do, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. It's pretty cool. Why don't we stick to the colors we have for now and see if we've got some Toxic stuff. For example, we can take another Annihilating Glare, which is a sorcery. Not the best, but does deal with any creature or planeswalker, which is nice. Uncommons, we've got a 7-drop. 7/5 trample, but it's got affinity for equipment, so it gets cheaper. Unnatural Restoration. Get a permanent back from your graveyard to your hand and Proliferate. Proliferate, obviously, pretty good in a Toxic set. Equip abilities. Oh, it gives double strike. That's kind of cool. Ooh, this is Toxic too. Wait, let me read. I didn't even get a chance to read this, but 4-drop, 3/4 Toxic 2. Each other creature you control with Toxic gains Toxic 1 until into... So it boosts all the toxic too? That's pretty good. So we don't necessarily have to do white then. Maybe green's got a lot of toxic we're looking for as well. Okay, so this is a combat trick that protects against removal as well. You gain 3, then you control a permanent with an oil. Okay. I mean, this at very least is 5 mana, 3/4, gain 3, which is pretty good. Okay, this is kind of cool. It's got flash, and it also gives hexproof if they have toxic, so maybe that's worth it. Go for black, green. Oh, this makes toxic, dudes. We probably want that since it doesn't take up a slot in the deck. That's probably wise. So I think we'll take that. All right, so get another Tainted Observer. I mean, you can put people away with this Proliferate ability. The problem is it's just, are we going to be able to combat trick into that? Or we can get a 2-drop 3/1 Toxic too. That's pretty slick too. Certainly less color intensive than this Tainted Observer, but you do have to pay 2 to Proliferate, but that's still pretty good. Sacks a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter. Also pretty good for what we're trying to do. Oh, this has toxic. Oh, this is a great card too. 3-drop 2/3 with toxic 1, and you can turn one of your artifacts into a 4/4. It's pretty nice. Tempted to take the... I'm actually going to take the Observer. I think the upside is the highest with this, especially since it has flying. But I just feel like that can put games away. We're going to be pretty color intensive, admittedly, but here we are. So we can get another 1-drop with toxic. I'll take it over the Basilisk. Yeah, 2 more toughness, not worth it when you got this. Wait. Oh, this is cool too. 3-drop 3/2 toxic. When it dies, create another toxic creature. It's pretty nice. Still going to go with the 1-drop 1/1 Death Touch toxic. I think that ultimately is what we're looking for. So if we have 2 Tainted Observers, let's just go black, green, splash, blue, I think is going to be the plan. Which is doable, hopefully. So this definitely still wants to be part of the deck. It allows you to proliferate, but this has toxic. Oh, this Dune Mover is exactly what we want here. It's got toxic, and it'll let us find our blue mana. I like that. So we'll take the Dune Mover. That makes the most sense to me. And then this has toxic too, or toxic as well. Oh, that's cool. You can sack an artifact with mana value X, and it deals... Okay, so you can get some... At least lose 2 things, but you can deal with a bunch of things. All right, this is cool. We have to lose life for it, but you can automatically give a poison counter and start proliferating on it. Incubation sac enters with 3. You can get 3/3 golems out of it. That's pretty cool, actually. I might just go with the Inquiry here. Or maybe the Prism, actually. I like giving them the poison counter, but this is like replaces itself and is free fixing for Observer. I'm going to go with the Inquiry. We want as much poison as possible. If we're going to go poison, we got to go all in here. So, yeah, this thing's got some poison. This is 3-drop 3/2 toxic, and then, yeah, it spits out another toxic creature, so that's probably pretty good. This lets you get 2 things back. I like that. And then the Canopy, destroy an artifact, enchantment creature with flying. If that permanent value is 3 or less, you can proliferate. It's pretty cool, too. I think I'm still going to go with the Hive Master, though. Predation Steward, 2-drop 2/2. Enters with 2, remove an oil counter and make something bigger. This lets us find mirrors. We saw that already. Nothing I'm really seeing here. Let's just take maybe just the Steward. I guess it can make our toxic dudes bigger. So another Draw Spits we could take, or we could take a 3rd Offer Immortality. Probably don't need that. Let's just take the Draw Spits here. Okay, we got this back, so that's pretty cool. I think it's really good in our deck because it's going to end up being a combat trick that also protects from removal. It only temporarily gives hexproof, but that's still pretty good. So, sorry I'm not getting a chance to read all of these. We'll just take the retrofitter. If we're already splashing, I could totally see doing this, but we only have one artifact, so pretty unlikely that it comes up, but it does have toxic. Okay, this is cool. Comes down and proliferates. Could do that. Got the prism back. I'm going to take that over duress. And good chance it makes the deck if we're going to splash. Just spits out golems, but we're going for an all toxic, baby, deck here. So each opponent sacks a non-token creature. Each opponent sacks a creature token. Each opponent sacks a planeswalker. And you can only choose one. All right. I mean, it's not bad. Instant speed. Oh, this lets us proliferate, too. That's pretty cool. But it doesn't give a -1/-1 counter, so it's still good, the proliferate, but it doesn't. All right. Oh, that's cool, too. In green, we've got proliferate or search your library for a basic land. We might want the fixing on this one to really ensure we can play the blue. Not the most exciting first pick. But the fact that it can proliferate too is pretty cool. And it's in one of our primary colors to find the Tainted Observer mana, so we probably just take it. So there's another one in here. We've got a Death Touch toxic creature. We got a flying toxic creature, probably pretty good there. 5 mana, you get to res plus proliferate. That's pretty cool. So another chance to get proliferation going. Or we can get more fixing. I think we want the... Wait. Enters pay 2. When you do, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Okay. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a 3-drop, 3/2, but we want toxic. So let's just go for the Siphoner here. Hopefully get some of those proliferate nastiness back. Ooh, 5-drop, 4/4 toxic 2. Oh, wow, that's great. And it reses a creature? That's amazing. And then this has corrupted. So this has Death Touch and Lifelink. If you got the corrupted, there's Hive Master here. I'm just kind of focusing on the stuff that's on color here. Maybe we'll get another prism back. I think that would be fine. Just the fact that it replaces itself is pretty good. But this seems like an easy paladin to me. Plenty of good things we want to bring back. Another rat. I really like this rat for us, but I'd probably still rather have the flyer. We already have 2 Annihilating Glare. Oh, we just got the 1. All right, well, I'm going to go for more toxic with evasion, so I'll take the Siphoner here. Okay, this is cool. For us, it's going to be pretty good removal, I would say. Or we could take another Dune Mover, but I think we got to take the Anoint with Affliction here. It's got the corrupted effect. It's kind of exactly what we want. Plus, we need more removal. We are removal light, admittedly. Ooh, Haste Toxic 3. That's pretty slick, actually. On the bout, as all activated abilities involve land cards and graveyards. Well, we don't need that. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Atrocity here. Haste Toxic 3 is sweet. So this would allow us to proliferate, and it deals with a lot of things. Or we can take the 4-drop 2/4 Menace Toxic 2. Or we can take a slight removal spell with Proliferate. All those are pretty good. I'm going to go with the cheap Proliferate, just because I think our creature count's already kind of there. Chain creature has Toxic 2. When it dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control. It's pretty cool, actually. We could try it. So you can get a 2/2 back, but it doesn't have toxic or anything. Or we can take another toxic creature that spits out another toxic creature. This is kind of cool on one of these flyers. This is pretty greedy, but I'm going to try it out. All right. Take another Whisper of the Draw. So, all right, we're getting some proliferate stuff back here. Another one. This lets it res plus proliferate. Is that worth it? Or we can take some more fixing that also has proliferate. Probably take the... Let's just get one more fixer and call it good, I think. Because I think we're pretty much all toxic. How many artifacts did I get? 2? Okay. Take the Hive Master here. Still good. Vraska's Fall. So make them sack. And they get a poison counter. Probably in line with what we want to do, even though Annihilating Glare technically deals with more things. A lot of oil counter stuff. We don't need any of it. Yeah, Proliferate. Haven't seen it in a while. Duress, more of a sideboard card. All right, well, we have enough fixing to play all of our blue cards. Didn't get that Prophetic Prism back, interestingly, but hopefully we have enough fixing between... Actually, what is all of our fixing? All I guess we got was... No, we do. 2 Thirsting Roots, a Dune Mover, and Prophetic Prism. We got enough fixing. We can... Honestly, we could get away with 1 island pretty easily, I would say. And I think we can still play the Mirrex. Probably worth it. Hopefully. It's a little slow, and you get creatures that can't block, but maybe there's some inevitability to it. So we have to cut probably... Gonna have to cut 8 cards. Our curve is actually kind of low, but we want to be able to pay for this Proliferate, because this Tainted Observer is our ticket to victory. You just got to keep playing creatures and basically draining them out with that. It's when it enters the battlefield under your control, too, so even when this stuff like dies, it's kind of cool. The Retrofitter, we only have 2 artifacts, so I don't think the Retrofitter is worth the splash. And then the Anatomist, this comes in as a 2/5, you can tap it and you can proliferate. Probably not worth the splash either. And that way we can just get away with something like this. Do I have to add one more? I forget. Let's see, 6, 10, 16, 17 lands. That's probably fine, but it's nice that we can also use that as proliferate. We have a couple cheap toxic things. So all our creatures are toxic. I guess that's nice. Well, this doesn't have toxic, but it's still a useful card. And you can even cash out like a prism at some point too. It's kind of nice. You can also just block sack with other things. And it can sack itself too. So definitely worth it. All right, that's worth it. Although we do have to make 6 cuts, don't we? So, and how many can be creatures? At least 1 can probably be a creature. I do kind of want to try out that Communion. You stick that on a Siphoner and you're doing Toxic 3, because Toxic stacks up. So 3 Toxic on a flyer, that end the game pretty quick if they don't have an answer. We'll get rid of Predation Steward. That's easy one to cut. It doesn't really benefit the deck that much anyway. Although, I mean, you can proliferate oil counters on it, which is nice, but I don't think ultimately we need it. So proliferate is definitely going to be good with our toxic stuff. But we have to make 5 cuts. I'm debating whether we can get away with 16 lands because we have Thirsting Roots. So this essentially is like a land card in our deck. We top out at 5 mana. We probably can get away. We do have some mana sinks, though. Not a lot, but Observers and Mirrex. Not that important, I suppose. This seems really good. It's just adds toxic to all of our dudes. That's a cool comment. All right, I doubt we're going to need double Offer Immortality, even though I kind of like it in this deck. It's just we're going to have to find some real cuts here. So, yeah. Color-wise, we're primarily black, so we can at least cut 1 for us. That's 16 lands with 2 Thirsting Roots. That's only 6 forests if we do that. Well, we don't want to do that. Probably cut one of these then. Because we want to be able to reliably cast Thirsting Roots too. So we have 1 double green as well. So, alright. So 7 black, 7 green, 1 blue, 2 Thirsting Roots, Prophetic Prism, Dune Mover. So decent fixing still. I feel, like I said, comfortable with 16 lands if we have 2 Thirsting Roots. I think that's probably just fine. So we do have to find some actual cuts here. So I like having the 1 Annihilating Glare. Maybe, as much as I like Whisper of the Dross, maybe we have to cut it. Because we need to find some cuts here. Maybe we can cut 1 Offer Immortality as well. So I really don't want to cut any more creatures. Maybe Maze's Mantle. This just gives hexproof, though. Maybe we can't afford to do the Offer Immortalities, even though, to be honest, I actually really like it in this deck. But maybe the Whisper of the Drosses do have to go, ultimately. As much as I actually kind of like them for this deck, I think we're on to bigger and better things here, and we have 15 creatures I don't want to cut anymore. So maybe we cut the Whisper of the Dross. Maybe we cut one more Offer Immortality. Where does that leave us on removal? Basically, Annihilating Glare, Anoint with Affliction. This is not a combat trick. Maze's Mantle, Vraska's Fall. This one could be bad. It does give a poison counter, which is nice, but they just have to sack. I mean, if they have the 1/1s, it's pretty terrible. So I could see maybe not doing the Vraska's Fall for this deck. Maybe it's wiser to just do a Whisper of the Dross instead. Cheaper, you still reliably give them a poison counter a lot of the time, probably. I could see that argument. And then this gives a poison counter as well, and you get 2 cards, you have to lose 2 life, but card advantage, probably a good idea to have. Or we could do the Offer Immortality because most of our guys are pretty small. But we are running 16 lands, so I could see maybe cutting that. I just like that Death Touch Indestructible is pretty nice when you have a bunch of little teeny tiny dudes. Also gives some protection. I'm going to try it. So we'll cut the Inquiry, even though I kind of like it. Basically because I'm running 16 lands, I'm hoping to not really flood out. I mean, this deck can still totally flood out. But this looks like a fun start. We're going to try out Toxic Mechanic. Was that optimal draft? Absolutely not. I didn't even get a chance to read all the cards, but I'm excited for this Tainted Observer. I have a good feeling about this card. This card seems really slick to me. You can really proliferate some people down. And most of our deck is cheap creatures, so I could see that happening. All right, we'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, round 1. No green mana, but we're going to keep this. We got our Toxic plan going strong, so we're going to go for it. Ooh. Cool little graphic with that, too. All right, well, all in on Toxic, baby. Oh, wow. Good timing on that. Get Plague Nurse next turn, and we're looking pretty strong. I assume they're going to block the Death Toucher. That makes the most sense. I would block the Death Toucher. Death Toucher seems like a bigger threat. It's surprising, but we'll take it. We'll proliferate another poison counter on them there. Oh, oh, it auto-populates them getting it? Okay. Play another Blight Belly Rat here. 4-1. Look at top 3, put one of them in your hand and rest in your graveyard. It's pretty cool. Get another Toxic Flyer here, so keep smashing away. Got a Murex and Terramorphic. Alright, so auto-populated them again. And we'll do the Siphoner. Sensible. Alright, got blue mana there. It's pretty amazing. so we're gonna go for the Observer here because we can just really end the game here. Alright, so now we'll go Plague Nurse. Gosh, this Paladin can even get back our Observer too. Jeez. It's really good. So, I mean, they're pretty close to death here. They have to stop. Yeah. Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Okay, well, this hand's a bit slow, but I can't really mull it. It doesn't seem right. Hive Master and Plague Nurse. We're gonna have to hope that's pretty good. Ah, Myrix too. That's nice. I don't want to use the Thirsting Roots. We have more than enough mana, so save that for Proliferate. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, let's get down the Hive Master for now. You gonna counter it? Sure. We can get it back at some point. So if they have enchantment-based removal, we could at least use Annihilating Glare, sack the Nurse. It's not bad. This is a 4/3, and you get to loot when it comes out. It's pretty good. So we can play the Glare, though, and get in with Toxic, too. It's probably worth it at that point, I would say. I would rather do that than... Toxic 2 is... Toxic 2 is Toxic 2. What's this do? Draw cards equal number of oil counters on it. Well, that's cool. Let's do, actually, let's see. This takes 3. So we can actually play land, play the Prism, and still do Myrix. Alright, so we'll get in. Oh, I guess I can't get in with that. Alright, that's alright. We do have Proliferate. All right. Okay. So make the 1/1. Alright, so play Draw Spits. Guess we pass. We get top 4, reveal land from among, put them in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library. If you didn't, put a card in your hand this way, proliferate. Okay. Oh, okay. So got the extra oil counter, and that will draw them cards now. So that's cool. Okay. Getting in for 4. So make another 1/1. Alright. So cash this out. So we can, yeah, it's not bad actually. We can at least generate that. So, because we have the Thirsting Root, so we'll just play another green mana. We'll play the Skitterling. And we'll pass, because we need to find answers for those flyers, so we'll pass for now. Only once each turn. Okay, so maybe well, yeah, maybe we were supposed to do it. I don't know. We'll see how much of a difference it makes. I'm not sure yet. Oh. Why didn't it? Oh, this is a sorcery. All right, well, mistakes were made. Let's do it now then. Alright. Give him the counter. Then we can sack the 1/1 that can't block. Maze's Mantle. So that's cool. So we'll go land. We can attack with our toxic dude. Well, I guess that's not going to work that well either, is it? 4/4 is the problem. Let's just play the Siphoner then. So then we pass. Okay. +1, -1. So we can at least, could just block the Raptor. Well, we do that. I think ultimately we're just going to have to find answers for these things. I mean, they're going to end up dealing the same amount of damage, and they have to at least remove their thing. So, all right, we'll sack the Siphoner, draw. That would have been useful. So dead next turn unless we can find an answer for that Blister Zoa. Alright, well that's not an answer, so let's do this. Okay. So we'll sack the one that's blocked by the 3/3. Let me do that first. That would have been pretty good. Let me give Indestructible and Death Touch. Okay. So we'll have to trade. Another toxic counter. And essentially we need an answer for Blister Zoa. So I'm gonna have to sack. Let's just play an untapped land so that way I can sack the 1/1 on my turn, or on their turn rather. Potentially find an answer for the 4/4. still technically cast Maze's Mantle if I have to. So we'll sack the 1/1. All right. See you for the next one. All right, this we're gonna keep. This hand does need some help, but it's certainly, no, it's actually not that bad at all. It's pretty good. We can do the Siphoner first, get the Toxic Evasion online, and then Dune Mover can at least help us find a land that we will most likely need. Ooh, 2-drop, 3/2, sack it, destroy an artifact, enchantment, or proliferate. It's pretty nice. So let's take the Dune Mover because we want the land pretty bad. So we'll get in for 1. Dune Mover, and we'll dig up a green mana here. So that way we can actually go Prism plus Thirsting Roots, which is also pretty nice. Find our second green for Atrocity or whatever else we need to do here. 3-drop, 3/3 lets you get lands. Yeah, there's some value creatures in this format. It's pretty slick. So that's interesting. They didn't want to. Okay. All right. So we got the land they already know about. We can do Offer Immortality plus Thirsting Roots anyway. So maybe we just attack since they can't sack this turn anyway. And do the Offer Immortality plus Thirsting Roots. I think that's probably pretty good. And then we'll do the roots, and I think we probably get the blue mana, I guess. Because we have the Prism, which will be able to... If I take the green mana, I can't do Atrocity next turn anyway, right? I don't think so. So this is probably fine. Just in case something happens to that Prism too, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, because they can blow up the Prism with the Canker Bloom, so I guess that makes sense. Alright, 4 Mirrodin. So they end up with a 3/1 little token. They're attacking. Alright. What's this do? And they can discard draw off of that. That's cool. So let's do the Prism first here. Alright, so then we'll do this, we'll do the rat, and then we actually have Skitterling online, which is kind of nice. And we're 1 land away from the Atrocity as well, which is nice. Alright, so now they have a 4/2. Okay. Let's see. I might just trade here. Take 3. Alright, so we got our 5th land. So now the Paladin can get back Dune Mover. I could have gotten the rat back there, I guess, instead, but can also just do Atrocity. Unfortunately, it trades with the 4/2, so that's not great. Or we can just do Skitterling here. They are corrupted. Probably the best idea to just do the Paladin now and get back the Dune Mover. Okay. So, pretty easy trade now with the 4-2. We'll proliferate, put a counter on them. Alright, well that's cool. So now we can get in with the atrocity. And that puts him in a fairly uncomfortable spot here, I would say. Nice one. Good card to have there. Nice one. Another really good one for them to have. Alright, so let's go this. If we have Skitterling and Dune Mover, we can block the 3-3 and the 2-2 and we don't dry. But at this point we're pretty close to death. But I think we still need to be getting in with that Siphoner. It's probably our only real hope for victory here, I would say, at this point. Decline that and then pass. It's unexpected. So, is it actually better to trade here? I don't think so. It does get a body off their board, but I guess it would also leave them with... It's true. It would only leave them with a bunch of things that can't kill the Skitterling, but I feel like... I need to put this game away. I don't think we're going to win in the long term, so why don't we block and we probably sack. Well, let's see. Can I buy myself a turn if I trade? Maybe it is better to trade. As much as I don't love it here. Just taking no damage there at least buys us a turn. And we can block the 3-1. There, so cash out pits. Alright, so we go land attack. So now we're at least like a proliferate away here. And Skitterling can sack itself, technically, too. Which is useful. looks like gonna have to sack that. All right, looks like we lose it. We'll see you for the next one. All right, looks like we have a game not loading here. I've had this happen before and ended up with a loss, so I'm going to Control-Alt-Delete out and hopefully have that not happen again. All right, log back in. Hopefully the game's working this time. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do it again. All right, we're gonna try it again. Control-Delete once again, see if it happens again. All right, looks like it loaded this time, so this is definitely a keep, because we get to go roots for the black mana, and we can go siphoner, so this is good. Kill spell 2. So black mana into siphoner into prism or removal. Not bad. All right. Ooh, that was a good draw. All right, so get our black mana. All right, siphoner into siphoner, pretty good. Pretty good start. Hopefully get that corrupted online quick, and then we've got ourselves a hard removal spell too. I guess this actually isn't as good as, wait, exile target creature, so it just exiles any creature. Yeah, okay. For a second there, I thought this card was, I just saw that this card was worse than I originally thought, but it's actually just fine, it's still good. It's exile mana 3 or less, or exile any creature if they're corrupted. So that is what we wanted it to be, basically. All right. Offer Immortality, good. So we don't need to show the Phyrexia yet. We'll get the second green out. Attack for 1. This doesn't have reach, no. And then we'll play another Siphoner. And pass. And next turn we can do Mirrex, leave up Offer Immortality. And have the potential to create a 1/1 toxic creature. Alright. 1/2 actually pretty good against us. We want them to tap out, that is for sure. If they don't tap out, I'm going to have to use the Anoint on the lookout because I can't afford to do Offer Immortality. Yeah, which is fine. We'll just have to do it. Alright, then we get in for 2. And we'll play the rat. Definitely taking it. Yeah. pretty cool card. Combat Trick plus, you know, get to play a card up the top of your deck. I like it. Alright, so now we'll do Prism. Although now I can't make the creature, but I'm still going to do it. Alright, so we'll go land since we can't do this anyway, and then get in with these dudes. Alright, so they'll make some toxic mites that can't block, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. So right now they're representing about 7 damage if you include the spell bomb. Now they're at 8 damage if you include the spell bomb. So that should be 10 damage. Oh, good. Okay. Well, doesn't get much closer than that. All right. See you for the next one. All right. Well, we're gonna keep this hand because we've got Thirsting Roots, which doing just what we wanted it to. Ooh, we even get to put a Communion on a Siphoner and hope that works out for us. We'll see. Going for the combo. Ooh. Oh, that's kind of cool. So now I don't really want to... Oh. Well, that's kind of cool. If it dies, I get it back to the battlefield. Maybe we just go for Hive Master instead. Could also... Yeah, I think we'll do Hive Master. That's kind of surprising. But if they were going to trade anyway, then I guess I'm happy I'm doing this instead. And that's kind of cool to... Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Because this spits out the 1/1. When it dies, draw a card. Well, that's good too. So, this turn we'll get in for 3. Do Hive Master plus Skull Dweller. Alright, 4/1, and what's it do? Look at top 3, put one of them into your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Well, that's good. Alright, so we'll do this. On the Hive Master. And I don't really want to trade the Skull Dweller for the Watcher. But I guess we will. Because we have another one. We probably should just get in there, I guess. might. They get a card. They get 2 cards. No plays. Well, that's surprising. So let's see what they do on the Hive Master. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh. Whoops. Alright. Well, it's looking pretty good right now. Plague Nurse is looking pretty strong here too when you've got just a boatload of attackers. Yeah, they're dead. Alright, cool. See you for the next one. Alright, this hand I don't think we can keep. We don't have any of our fixing, and we don't have any black mana, so we'll have to maul that one. This one we'll keep. It's actually a pretty good hand. And we'll probably just ditch the Observer because we're so far away from it. I mean, at least with this hand we can pretty reliably play it out, hopefully by turn 3. Nice one. Ooh, they even have anti-toxic removal. That's nice. Alright, so we'll get in for 2. Where's Skull Dweller? He's fixing. Alright, got the green mana. That's nice. So get in there. Nice one. Some good removal. Ooh, well, they can't block, so that's good news. So we'll get in. Play another Hive Master, because then we can actually block their 1/1s. This card's strong. It's really good. So they got a 3/3 here, and they got some more mites. So that's nice. So we'll go ahead and get in, and then with our Maze's Mantle, we should be sitting pretty here, I would think. Funny thing is, we're probably going to kill them with damage before we'd actually kill them with poison. Ooh, what's this do? Oh, look at that. Nice value. Alright. Oh, yeah. We want them to the extra one. Ooh, they even have more. It's pretty good. Alright, so we'll do the Skitterling and then we'll pass here. This doesn't have Toxic, right? No. But it does have Vigilance, which is pretty good. Let's see what they do here. Skull Dweller, so I think we'll just take one here for now. Alright, Dune Mover, we don't need more land, but we'll just play it and then pass. I guess we can get our blue mana, but does that actually do us any good? I mean, it lets us play the blue spells in our deck. We don't have any other way to fix for it right now. Alright. That's nice. Alright, so we'll go land, this thing, and we'll pass. Alright, so we'll land and pass. Okay. Prism. Oh, there we go. We'll pass. All right. Ooh, Paladin. That's a really good one in case they have. Because they don't have any reach, right? No. Oh, exile? Dang. That's a bummer. Alright. We'll do the Paladin. And what do we want to get back? Oh, Skitterling, yeah. Definitely. All right. $20 cards left in our deck. All right, that's good. Ooh, Anoint with Affliction. Well, that's good too. So, I mean, we're in the better position here. I can save the Anoint until there's an ace in the hole we can't deal with. That's true, actually. We're the ones with card advantage. I think we just chill. That's what I say. So no attacks. We're actually going to create this now. And the reason we're doing it now is so I can draw the card on my turn, and if they draw removal, we still can sack the Skitterling and get value too. So I think this is the wiser way to do it. Okay. I think we're still okay. So let's sack the 2/1. Because our dudes can't block this turn, so that's important to note too. So we actually have to kill one of these. So we're actually going to anoint the Skull Dweller. Alright, sweet. See you for the next one. Alright, good keep here. Get to do the communion. Get to do the combo. Put 3 poison counters on him on turn 2. That's pretty strong. Hopefully it's not me timed out here. This game is very good at making me nervous. Alright, sweet. So we're gonna go for that old communion. Get that toxic going. Nobody expects the Necrogen communion, that's for sure. So next turn, probably just do the Roots plus Prism. It's a sensible play, I would think. Thing is, even if they have the pacifism effect, I can technically kill my own Skull Dweller, give them a poison counter, and get my Skull Dweller back. That's not bad. It's really not bad. Alright. Alright, so the move here is going to be the roots, get the blue mana, attack with the Skull Dweller. And offer immortality, I'm guessing when they block, probably. Actually, no, we can just whisper, can't we? That's even better. Cool. Not the best use of mana, but certainly a better play. Alright, so they can give Indestructible. That's pretty good, actually. Because they have the mana to do it, too. So Mirax, we can at least start spitting out some dudes. I don't really like trading an oil counter for a thinger. Let's do the Prism and see if I can find a removal spell. Or do I just start spitting out 1/1s? I feel like we need to keep the Assault going, to be honest. So the best play is probably do the Prism. See if we find removal. We did find removal, alright. And it exiles too, that's pretty slick. All right. The Skull Dweller's lethal, so they have to block that. Which means there's a good chance the Dune Mover can get in there. Unless they can play multiple creatures this turn, which is possible. Alright. Alright, well they can't block with that, so that's largely irrelevant. And they have to block the Skull Dweller here. Get our Death Touch to get back. I don't know you can play this, so alright. So we've got two dudes that are lethal here and they can't block with that creature. So they gotta get two, they gotta play two blockers here. Alright, that's not gonna do it. Alright. Got there. See you for the next one. Oh, there's got to be a keep. Yeah, all three colors. We've got removal. We got fixing, card draw, land finder if we need it, siphoner. I don't know if we need to find the land now with the Dune Mover, so no biggie there. All right, cool. I get it. We're playing it too. Let's get the Siphoner down. Next turn, I guess we're doing Dune Mover, not digging up a land. I mean, could dig up the land. I don't really see the need to do that. Plague Nurse, that's a good one. So, technically, this is 4 mana, so we can proliferate now and then do Anoint. Oh, but then I won't be able to attack the Dune Mover. Okay, let's do Prism. Let's see if we draw the land. We can get the land. We got a Blightbelly Rat, though. That's pretty good. So get in for 1. Play the rat and then pass. What's this do? What do you do? Tax, you move an oil counter for if you do untap it and it gets +1/+1. Okay, well, take that. Toxic counter's going, so we'll get rid of the Mantis. Get in with all of our toxicity. Best use of mana to I forget, is this toxic too? Oh, that's nice. Alright. Alright, so now we go Anoint. We'll get in. We'll do the Skull Dweller. And then we have Roots is like our ace in the hole. They don't know that we can proliferate for the win, so we want to keep that a secret. Because 2 of our dudes are... Oh, that's the best thing I like. We're looking pretty slick. Alright, got there. See you for the next one. Alright, well, I'd like to keep this, but too dangerous, no black mana. If we had the Fixer card, we could do it, but... This hand's fine. We have our blue mana. Yeah, this is actually really good. So we'll probably ditch the Offer Immortality, even though I'd like it. So Thirsting Roots will find our blue mana, then turn 2 we go Siphoner, turn 3 Observer. I like that. That's good. Two can play at that game, huh? That's alright. Let's go Siphoner here. Alright. So we'll attack. Observer and pass. Now if we draw a land, we get to go Rat plus Proliferate, which is really good. That's cool. Alright, so we go land. We can do the Plague Nurse now. It's better use of mana. So we probably do that. Especially since it's got Toxic too. Nice one. Nice one. Alright. So I think now we'll just do double Rat. Could do the Observer, but probably want to do best use of mana, I think. Alright, so we'll block. Counter. Observer. I guess we can smash for 2. Do Observer. Sure. Alright. Ooh, Offer Immortality. Well, that's a good one too. So, get in with the rat. Alright with that. It's cool. So, yep, we'll give them another poison counter and pass, leave up Mantle and Offer Immortality. In case they try to do some removal here. Block. No proliferate. Alright. So we can glare. Huh. Do we just have to be patient? I feel like we might have to be. I don't love it. Or we could just play the Skitterling, take a turn off, get in there. Yeah, maybe that's the best. Can't pay it, unfortunately. But this way, if they have removal, at least we can sack in response. Technically have removal for the Siphoner as well. Oh, jeez. Proliferate for the win. Alright, close game. They literally top deck for the win, so we'll have to just accept that. Ended up going 6-3. Deck did well. Poison is still really good as it turns out. So let's do some pack one, pick ones. Learn the format a little bit more. Wait for the server. There we go. Let's do some pack one, pick ones. All right, pack one, pick one here. All right, rare. 3 mana, 1/1, enters, get a 3/3 artifact creature. At the beginning of your end step, have 3 or more artifacts enter the battlefield, create another 3/3. It's pretty cool. It's probably pretty hard and limited to get 3 artifacts a turn, but it's possible. So that's cool. Skywarden, 5 mana, 5/5 Manus Reach, definitely good. Apostle of Invasion, 6 mana, 4/4 flying, corrupted. As long as the opponent has 3 or more poison counters, it has double strike. That's good. Pretty cool. I feel like some of these don't really work well with the poison counters because this deals regular damage, so whatever. So this 5 mana 4/4 when it enters or dies, proliferate. That's kind of cool. This gives poison counters and replaces itself. Whenever it becomes tapped, it can make them lose life. See, some of these corrupted abilities don't work great together. Hexgold Slash is pretty solid removal, but I think it's got to be Malcator, obviously. And then this creates mites. It's pretty good. You get a bunch of bodies in one, and you get a flying creature. But I go Malcator for sure. All right, pack one, pick one here. The rare is Archfiend of the Dross, 4 mana, 6/6 flyer. Enters with 4 oil counters on it. Remove an oil counter from it. If it has no oil counters on it, you lose the game. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, the controller loses 2 life. Well, that's still pretty cool. 4 mana, 6/6 flyer is probably still pretty good as it turns out. 1 mana, enters with an oil counter. It gets +1/+1 for each oil counter. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, if that creature has greater power, put an oil counter on. That's pretty cool too. It's good uncommon. Saw this already. This one's pretty good. I like this. Not necessarily opposed with Toxic either because at least all your Toxic guys get bigger, so they're harder to block. And then Oil Gorger Troll, this gives more value if you have oil counter stuff. That's good. And then Titanic Road's combat trick. Go with the Archfiend of the Dross on that one. All right, here, buff all your creatures, affinity for artifacts. 4 mana, 2/4, enters, draw. If you do, discard, so loot. And keeps you from milling, although we did not have one game where it came down to milling. This one definitely works well with the Toxic deck too, because it's just valuable to have a 1 mana tapper, much more so than a 4 mana tapper, obviously. And then there's 3 mana, 2/3 Trampler, and number of permanents you control. So there's some cool oil decks too you can do. This gives Toxic for 1 mana and makes them evasive. Not bad. This, I would probably go with... What would I go with? This is a fairly unexciting pack. Probably go with the uncommon. I just like that it loots. It makes other things loot your artifacts, and then it prevents you from milling. Like I said, that's not that relevant, but looting that's basically free whenever you play artifacts and loots on itself, that's actually pretty valuable. I like that. I go with Theorist. All right, pack one, pick one here. Sprinter, 3 mana, 3/2 haste. When it enters, put 2 oil counters on target artifact or creature you control at the beginning of your end step. Return it to its owner's hand unless you remove 2 oil counters from it. Huh. I see. Well, that's still fine. Unless you remove 2 oil. I see. Okay, it's still pretty cool. You can put oil counters on anything. It just comes back to your hand. It's not like it dies, so, and it's got haste, so that's kind of cool. Otherwise, we got a Reach Trampler. Can't be blocked by creatures with flying. That's kind of cool. We saw this, the 5 mana 4/3, and it loots. It's good. The Atrocity is pretty cool. Toxic 3 is obviously strong. And then this has Toxic 1. It's a flyer. And it gives another creature with Toxic +1/+1 and flying. It's pretty cool too. So here... I don't know about the Sprinter here. This is a format where you really do have to be pretty mindful of what you're drafting, just because Toxic, I guess Toxic's never bad. That's a nice thing. It's different than Infect in that you can draft a bunch of Toxic stuff and it doesn't really matter because your guys still deal regular damage too. So that's actually a pretty good fix for Poison him. That was a good idea. We could go for this card. This seems really strong. You're putting oil counters on things and you're still able to attack with it. So some things with oil counters you get great value from. I'm sure we'll learn more about that. Alright, Soulless Jailer, 2 mana 0/4. Permanent cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. Probably not that good in limited. Maybe something for constructed. Infectious Bite. This is cool. Instant speed, one-sided fight, and they get a poison counter. Really, really good. I have a feeling I'm going to be tempted to draft Toxic decks a lot because they're just... I played a lot of Infected at the time too. So this is cool. You can sack a creature and blow up an artifact. I mean, that's valuable against a lot of things in the format. So Planar Disruption, pretty hard removal. I wonder if I actually like the Infectious Bite more. Probably not, right? I mean, giving them the Toxic card is cool too. I'd probably go with the Disruption. This just deals with things really nicely. 2 mana, you don't need a creature to fight with, and deals with Planeswalkers, which this doesn't, and also can randomly deal with artifacts. Really, really good card. This is like the strictly better passivism. Really nice. And finally, last pack one, pick one, we've got Rot Priest, 1 mana, 1/2 toxic 1. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. That's a sweet card. That seems like a fun toxic card. Otherwise, 2-drop 2/2 toxic 2. And whenever another creature you control toxic, this card's amazing too. There's just some really good toxic cards in this format. We saw the Watcher already. Not a bad card. Flying Vigilance, and at least it's, you know, dies and you get value. This is playable, not that exciting. This gets stuff back. Probably just go with the Rot Priest. That's a pretty fun looking rare. All right. Thanks for tuning. Actually, maybe the uncommon would be better because it's got Toxic too. It's a 2-drop. Rot Priest is a rare, though. It seems like a fun effect to do. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.